This class will introduce us to the topic of lean management. Now, this is a very short class. It's meant to just gently introduce the topic. There are many more classes to come on lean management, much more detail to come. So this one is just very superficial, very straightforward, just introducing some of the fundamental and basic points associated with lean management. So very straightforward, very short. Lean thinking. Let's start with lean thinking. There are 5 lean principles when we think of lean thinking. Now, lean thinking means the company is reduced in size, it's focusing on its core competencies, it is just doing what it has to do. There is no luxury involved, there's no wastage. It's lean. And there are 5 principles that we can identify associated with this. I'm going to go through the 5 now. So, first of all, specific value from customers' point of view. So we specify the value. We look at the specifics of the requirements of the customer. What specifically does the customer require? And we specify it, we measure it, we value it, and we're looking at the whole work from the customer's point of view. We're looking at the output, the quality, all issues associated with production. In fact, the whole emphasis here is on looking at the customer's point of view. How is it seen from the customer perspective? We identify the value stream. In other words, the complete set of activities required to create the output valued by the customer. So we identify what activities need to take place in order to satisfy the customer. So we're looking at it from the customer's point of view. We're looking at the whole business from the customer's point of view. Not from the business's point of view, but from the customer's point of view. We're not focusing in on anything inside the business. We're just looking at it from what the customer wants, the quality the customer wants, the date the customer wants it, and so on. And we're looking at what activities need to take place in order to fulfill the expectations of the customer. Then we eliminate non-value added activities and streamline the remaining value added steps. So having looked at what the customer wants, we identify the activities that are needed to make the product or deliver that service or to satisfy the customer. We're looking at what activities are required to satisfy the customer. All other activities are not needed. So we can get rid of them. They're not important. They're not needed, so they can be terminated. They can be finished. And the ones that are needed, try to streamline them. Try to put all the effort into making these as efficient as possible. So now it's a question of going back to the start, looking at it from the customer's point of view, looking at what the customer wants, identifying the activities that are needed to satisfy the customer's wants, and then getting rid of activities that are not needed, activities that are peripheral, that are not central or even needed for this purpose. Get rid of them. And then the ones that are needed, streamline them. And have the customer pull value through the value system. Now, this term pull value, well, what that means is get the customer to specify exactly what they want. And in that way, they pull value from the system. They determine what the system should be. They are pulling the value. So the customers are asking for what they want. The customers are requesting what they want. So they are specifying the product that they want, and in so doing they are determining the activities that the business should have. The business should just focus on those activities, and those activities should be streamlined. The whole idea here is making a lean organization. The final principle is pursue perfection. Make sure that every part of the system works perfectly and that the product is of an excellent quality. It's produced efficiently with very high standards. Now, these 5 lean principles are important. Just consider them very briefly again. We look at the value of the whole production system, of the output of the business. We look at it from the customer's point of view. What does the customer want? We delineate what the customer wants in terms of the product, the quality, the delivery time. In other words, what is it that makes good customer satisfaction? Then we identify the activities that are needed to deliver that satisfaction. What particular activities within the business are required, absolutely required. And all the other activities can be eliminated. They're not required. They don't add any value. And we get the customer to pull value through the system. In other words, the customer has specified exactly what he or she wants and therefore are pulling the value through the system. So they are determining what the outcome will be, what the final product is, what it is they require, and as such they are pulling that product through the system. They're saying that's exactly what we want, that's what you must deliver, and the whole system is geared up to satisfying that order or that request. And at every stage there is the need to pursue perfection, to pursue the highest quality. Now, the idea behind this lean production, well, lean production is also known as synchronous manufacturing, or simply called lean sometimes. And it was the name given to this idea by Toyota, the Toyota production system. The Toyota system is known for its minimal use of resources and the elimination of all forms of waste, including time. So the Toyota system is just use what is absolutely needed and eliminate all waste. So it uses, for example, the just-in-time method of production. Items are produced just in time. There's no waste. There's no holding stock or wasteful production, or there's no slack in the system. It's a lean system. Everything runs precisely according to the schedule. Now, all of this started in Japan. Obviously, Japan is a small country with very few resources and a large population. Their work systems tend to be based on 3 primary tenets. Now, I'm generalizing here, but many writers seem to suggest that many of the working systems in Japan are based on these 3 ideas. First of all, minimizing wastes of all forms. So they can't afford to have any waste. Don't forget, the country doesn't have any resources of its own as such, so it needs to get rid of waste. There can't be wasted resources. Secondly, there should be a continually improving processes and system. They should always be on the lookout for better ways of doing it, introducing technology, streamlining production, better training, more skills, more efficiency. They're always looking for better ways of doing the task. And of course, maintaining respect for all workers. This is all done in a way that maintains the respect of all workers. That's the idea. Now, I said at the outset this was a short class, and it is. What we've got is an idea of what lean production is. It's the elimination of waste. it's producing efficiently, it's getting rid of processes that are not important or not needed, and it's getting the customer to specify the product and, in a sense, pull value through the system. By specifying the product, they are delineating what is required, what is exactly the product, and the organization sets out to produce that product exactly according to the specifications. No waste. There are more classes on this section, several more videos, which amplifies what we've got here, and it's important that you look at this one and then look at the others to get a fuller picture. Make notes, do some reading, and fill out your understanding of what's meant by lean production, lean management. That's all I'm going to do in this session. I'm going to leave it at that and say thank you for watching.